This is another Patreon request, and this one comes from Lamonta Benson, who asked me to review the anime series Frieren Journey's End, or Magical Journey, whatever the fuck. It's Frieren. Yeah, so my thing, I'm always happy to do reviews. I welcome them. But, like, you have to understand that, like, I have a personal life outside this, so I gotta, like, dedicate time to watch the show or read the comic. So keep that in mind. I do like reviews. It's just I gotta dedicate some time to it and some, energy to it. So I did, and also with my personal life being as unbelievably fucked as it is at the moment, I decided just to sit down, marathon the episodes, and here's what I thought. But before I go into my full review, because everyone and their mothers reviewed this anime, as always, if you'd like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon, hit the third tier. That'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, hope you all enjoy this, and let's get started with the review. Yeah. So Frieren, for those who don't know, Frieren is an anime. It's like a fantasy slice of life type anime that follows an elf named Frieren, who's gone back after defeating the Demon King with her party. Decided to go back and go look for her friends. However, she's realized that most of them are really old or dead. So now she's trying to recapture that magic with a new group of travelers that they go around in this fantasy world and try to fit it, like, just basically slice of life stuff. The anime is pretty cute, not gonna lie. It's also got some great emotional stuff, and it's kind of interesting that, like, we finally get a show or something where it focuses on the elf of the party, because, like, Frieren is a elf, and, like, yeah, age is nothing to her. Like, age is quite literally, she's hundreds of years old, and, like, the 10 years she traveled with her party members, it was like a blink of an eye for her. So she has to, like, come to grips with the fact that, like, all of her friends are dying, and she's going to keep, even with the new party members she's made, she also has to come to the realization that, like, hey, my family, like, the people I love in my life are just a breeze in the wind. They can leave it for me. That's really what it is like. And it also kind of shows, like, that whole thing with immortality, and kind of a curse it can be sometimes. It's also, like, I feel like the whole thing, if you guys remember in Lord of the Rings, where Arwen is told by Elrond that, hey, you're going to outlive your husband if you marry Aragorn. It doesn't matter. You're still an elf. He's a human. He's going to die of old age eventually. It's the same thing of, like, how does Legolas feel that his best friend he's going to outlive his best friend? But so I guess I feel like the creator of this manga / anime really kind of went, oh, what indeed? How would that play out? And we get this. Now, the anime studio is from Madhouse, who have done, like, some, like, One Punch Man, Black Lagoon, things like that. And this is kind of, yes, there are fights, but, like, this feels like a much different kind of animated series. This feels like a animated series that is more, it's more of a character piece than anything else. It's more of a, hey, it's all about the journey and the destination, which I'm kind of like, so it's a show about nothing. Like, it makes me wonder of, like, how's the journey, if the journey is more important than the destination, then when does the journey end? And I guess that's one of the things they like are going to be talking about, is that whole thing of, like, journeys and destination and which matters more, and the people we met. It's like One Piece. Maybe the One Piece is the friendship we made along the way. Anyway, so what did I personally think of this anime? It's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice animated show. But personally, I'm like, it's okay. I understand that this is a beautiful anime and deserved anime of the year, and it deserves all of its accolades. Don't get it twisted. But for me personally, I'm just like, all right, that was fine. Maybe it's just because I'm not the biggest fantasy guy. I only have, like, an eclectic fantasy lore, like, fantasy thing. So, like, Warhammer Fantasy, Dungeons and Dragons, Conan, and a few other fantasy like Lord of the Rings too. I have a very small tolerance for fantasy because it all feels the same to me. And I know like everyone wants to ape off of like Tolkien or D&D these days. So I'm not. It's not lost on me, but it is a beautiful anime, and I'm not saying I would get it on like Blu-ray collection, but I would come back to this anime. I have heard though that like the story does kind of like from people who've read the manga that like after the initial few story arcs it kind of peters out. So we'll see if that level of quality changes. But yeah, the anime is pretty solid. I think it, like even though I just thought it was like it's great, but it's not. It's one of those moments where it's like it was really good, but it just doesn't feel like it's for me. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel like it's for me. You know what I mean? It's one. You ever have that? Like you ever have those kind of moments where it's like, oh man, this thing is great and I love it. And I mean, I understand why people love it. Excuse me. Yeah, I understand why people really love this thing, but like, it's just not for me. It's kind of like, here's a moment. I've watched Back to the Future, and it just wasn't for me. I know everyone just had a heart attack right there, where it's just like, everyone just heard that went, what? Yeah. I appreciate Back to the Future. I understand its important relevance to cinema and to pop culture, but it's just not for me. Same with this anime. I understand that this is a breathtaking anime. I understand that it's a beautiful anime with a great story and great themes to it, and the characters are all pretty solid, but it's just not for me. It's one of those. So there you go. Anyway. So there you go, guys. That's my briefer. I could go further, but like everyone else and their mothers talked about how great this anime is. You don't need to hear it from me. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of Frieren? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, I'd like to thank LaMonta Benson for this Patreon request, as well as continued patronage. And yeah, other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in Multiverse.